Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from Python Ninja YouTube channel, and today we will code together message encryption and decryption in Python to practice random module. In this exercise, we will use random and string modules, which are built-in modules in Python, to write Python program for message encryption and decryption. So we will have user input to ask the user to input a message. Then we will encode this message or encrypt this message, and at a later stage we want to decode this message to return it to its original state or its original format. The user must input the message to encrypt, and the program must be able to decrypt the program. So the first thing we want to do is to import random module, and we want to import a string module. So we have a string module also in Python. So the better the code is, the lower in terms of lines. So we can remove this line and we can add comma, and I import a string with the same line of random. So we can reduce the number of line by 1. So I want to identify first of all the characters, okay, that I want to integrate. Okay, these characters will be imported from string module dot ASCII ASCII letters. Okay, dot ASCII letters. So if we want to print these characters, we can see it comprises all alphabet from like smaller and capital letters. Then this is a string in a string format. So I can concatenate in this string format another punctuation, for example, from the string module. So I can type string dot punctuations. It will be added to the original ASCII string. So we increase this characters. We can also integrate to this string dot digits. Okay, so we will have the digits now here. Okay, I can also add to this string dot space. Okay, or white space. Okay, this is the space that we use, and I can also concatenate into this is the normal space, or the space that comes between words. Okay, so by this line of code I can generate, okay, the whole string that I use to encode and decode a message. The next step is to move or to map this string into a list. Then I can copy this list and shuffle this list to use them as a key. So the same characters will be nothing but a list of the characters. So I converted the original list into the original string into list. So I have list of items here. What I can do here, I can also copy this in another variable. So I can say characters.copy to have an actual copy. Please go back to list data structure to check how can we copy a list without the usual assignment that will affect the original and the copied list. Now we can print the characters, and I can print keys which will be the same. So I copy these characters, okay, inside this variable keys, and both are the same. But this is not the trick that I want to use. I want to shuffle or mix this list to be the code that I want to use to map the original message. So what I can do here, I can use random.seed to fix the generation state and have the reproducibility when I rerun the program. So I will choose the state 42. Okay, so each time I will shuffle the list, I will have the same result. Then I can use keys dot shuffle random module dot shuffle these keys. Now I will have the original characters and I have just shuffled characters, which is this one, the second line. Okay, so this will be used. The first list will be used to to represent the original text data, and the second one will be used to represent the encoded letters. For example, the letter A will be encoded into S, letter B will encode it into G. Okay, and for example, E will be encoded into a slash, H will be encoded into underscore. Okay, if I run this again, I will have the same thing here, the same shuffle, because the same shuffle the list, because I fixed the seed here. But if I remove this line, then I will have another encoding each time I run the program. So it's recommended to fix the seed whenever you use random module in your implementation. So we have keys and we have the corresponding we have the characters and the corresponding keys to encode our message. So what I want to do now is to have a user input. So let us accept user input. Okay, and in this user input we want to ask the user enter your message to correct, okay, or let us to say to encode, okay, for better understanding. So I will ask the user to enter a message. For example, I will enter my name, Mohammed, and I want to encode my name. So I want to identify a string variable here. I call it code to append to add or to append to this code to append to this code variable the code letters. Now I want to loop for username user input. For example, L and my name Mohammed. What I have to do, I want to fix the index. First of all, I want to identify the index for each letter. For example, if I have Mohammed, the first letter for my name is M. I want to find the index of letter M in the character list. So which can be done by using characters dot index. We learn together dot index method. Okay, that can be integrated within a list. So we identified the index of each letter. Then for that letter, I want to increase the code variable that I opened using the augmented assignment, which is this one. I want to augment this one by the corresponding code, okay, keys, okay, and I use a slicing operator for that index. So I identify, for example, for the name Muhammad, I identify the index. The index, which is, let us say it's 15 here, okay? Then I use this index 15 to retrieve the corresponding code, which here is a space, okay? And add this space to the code, okay? So let us print the code, for example, here, and let us execute. I want to enter my name is, for example, Muhammad, and I want to see the corresponding encoding for my name. The corresponding encoding is this. So if I have application that will encode text, so I submit Muhammad to this application, the end user will see this, which represent my name. How it does? Because we use these characters, which are like a sequence of strings, and then we shuffle these strings again, and based on the index, okay, of each letter. So I use the index of letter M capital from characters. Then I retrieve the item of the code of the keys here based on the index, which is retrieved from the characters. Okay, now the next task is to decode. We encoded this. This is the corresponding encoding of my name. I want to return this to my original name, so I want to use message as a variable here. Okay, and I want to do another loop, but I want in the first we looped here and retrieved the index of this from the characters, and we use that index to add the code from the keys. Now I want to do reverse engineering in this case. So I want to say for C from code, okay, which is located in code. What I have to do, I need the index for the code also, but this index not from the characters. I want to go to the keys dot index. I want to find the index of this key. So I want to find the index of this key, then the index of this key, of this code, and then the index of this code till the end. Okay, and for each time I want to update the message. Okay, by the augmented assignment, I want to update this message by the original letters, but this index of code. Okay, so we reverse the index again. Okay, and to be more clear, this index, we can say this index, for example, char, and I can use this index char just to to identify or to distinguish between the index from characters list and the index from key list. I can say index code, and I use this index code. Okay, and I will finally print, okay, the message which will return to me my original name. So I encode Muhammad. Okay, I want to encode Muhammad based on this user input. Then the encoding routine will come here. Then the decoding routine will come here, and I want to print enter. So this is the entered message I entered. This is the encoding result, and this is the decoding of this encode. Okay, so I can retry this. I want to go, for example, hello from Python Ninja. Okay, I want to see this is the corresponding encoding. If you want to do any app to like hide what you text, you can do using this program or this line of code, and later you can decode your encoding so people will not understand what this code reflects. Okay, and that's for today's tutorial. By this tutorial, we will close all exercises related to random module. Starting from the next tutorial, we will practice together functions in Python.